Hold on, I have some source of audio that's repeating.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Okay, there we go. I don't have too much to talk about today, so we're gonna jump right into the video game, which in this case is Final Fantasy Origin. Alrighty, here we go. Let's just make sure that we, oh shit. Let's make sure that everything is full screen. It's not currently, it's... it's not showing as full screen. I can work around that, that's alright. Anyhow, ni hao, how are you? Let's play some Final Fantasy. I believe like last time... oh, this cable is stuck. Last time we were stuck in the Dark Elves castle. So let's proceed with that. Why not? As long as this controller will work. Seems like no matter what I do, the magnetic contactor on this controller always manages to find metal shavings. And I have to clean it off every time. Let's see, continue. Ah, yes. Good old Dimension 2, or the far side of it anyway. I'm not sure what that's about. Right, so the last time we left off, we stopped here because this looked like it was going to be a very long...
Look out! It's aiming at us!
Oh shit.
Wonder what's in there.
Well, that's no big deal. Loyalty cape.
Get behind something, Jack!
Now, how is everyone doing
Let's see
tonight?
what's inside.
My day was pretty slow. I just worked in the machine shop, and As
Gotta time
usual,
shots.
I could have started streaming much earlier, but sometimes you just want to watch
Up
YouTube
ahead.
instead.
Come on, follow me.
So I ended up watching a lot of YouTube. Not even necessarily channels that I'm really a big fan of,
Now! Hit him where it hurts!
but it kind of sucks that you can't jump. I think that I have to stand here. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Not off to a good
Nothing
start.
around the
We've
backside.
had worse than this.
So, I was watching a podcast today about forgotten weapons. Or they had forgotten weapons on the podcast, to be more specific.
That looks worth big.
It's a really great channel, but at the same time, you kind of get a little bit tired of non-autism after, I'd say about 2 hours. There are a lot of great gun YouTube channels out there. I especially like the ones that do
The next
restoration
fight might not be
videos.
so easy.
But, I don't know, a 2-hour podcast is right on the border of, that's a little bit too much for me.
Come on.
Time to go to
I
work.
can only hear about so many unique weapons before I go, okay.
We should be fine here.
Let's see here.
Careful now. I think we're safe.
I could keep going.
Now then, battle settings. Why is circle not the OK button? That's still messing me up. RT, or is it Y? Y. Broadsword. Automatic. It's such a ridiculous outfit. Anyhow. I think I feel like I'm gonna sneeze in a moment. Just a heads up. It might be a little bit loud in a second. Oh, that's such a weird feeling when you know you're about to sneeze. And then you're trying not to. Your face has this very strange reaction to it. I know it's not, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is basically Dark Souls 3, but he's not a very good shot. There's no way to crouch here, is there? He's just not hitting it. Alright. Oh, I see. We have to go around. Alright, what's next? Yeah, I was watching a political show earlier today. Man, I feel so burned out.
Feel your legs?
I feel so burned out on the whole thing. It's like, it's not that I don't care. It's that I really don't want to care about it, at least for another 5 or 6 months. I think I've got to stop watching these podcasts about the daily news because they're just depressing at this point. Another horrible thing happened. Oh my, who
Found
could have
some
seen
cubes.
this coming?
Let's relax for a bit.
That's the only thing you really get in the news, is whenever there's a crisis going on. Job trees. Let's see here. We have 3 points. Oh, that's strange. You have to actually equip them. Releases a non... Okay, okay. I see. Spirit of the Sword. This seems like it's good. Good to go. Good to go. I don't know, the dungeons in this game are really pretty good so far. The only real problem I have with this game is that it's only dungeons. There doesn't seem to be any actual exploration outside of the dungeon, right? There's no world map or people to talk to. So it feels like a false RPG. It doesn't feel like this is really a mainline Final Fantasy game. There's something, it's like Type 0 Final Fantasy. It was a game that I really wanted to enjoy, but I couldn't. I bought it. Even a while ago, when you used to buy these games, you were taking a big risk because there's no way to know, oftentimes before you bought the game, whether or not it was going to be complete shit. And oftentimes it was. Oftentimes it was complete shit.
Use it against them.
This fucking townberry. I can't figure
Save some
out.
for the rest of us.
Gotta stay
I
sharp.
was told that you can absorb some of their attack patterns, but I really don't see it. He's taking considerable damage though, so we should be fine as long as I don't accidentally kill myself. Which is what I immediately did. Shit. Oh well, these things happen. So I was thinking about firing up Final Fantasy 15. Which, I know that I don't like that game. I know that I don't like that game, but I do like a couple of things about the game. So, that's definitely a possibility. I'm wondering which game I'll like more between the two. Because even though I don't like the characters in Final Fantasy 15, at least it's
Damn it. We gotta stop that.
a mainline Final Fantasy game. There's definitely a difference. Which, I haven't been looking at the news too frequently recently. I don't know what's really going on with video game news at the moment. I'm sure it's like at least once every couple of weeks there's another huge crash out. And I would figure that,
Treasure, huh?
the most exciting thing that's going on is people are waiting on Highguard to come out. Not because they want Highguard to come out, but because everybody's already decided that they hate the game. And honestly, I'm excited to see how bad the game is. It's a weird thing because there's no way, the game is free, and there's no way I'm gonna play it. But I'm excited to see other people just tear it apart.
A few steps behind.
Just getting warmed up.
I guess I'm becoming more cynical,
It's good.
but,
Okay.
well, sometimes you just feel a little bit cynical about things. You look at something and you know it's not gonna be good. It happens all the time, right? Let's see. Heavy lance. That's actually a higher class weapon than we're using right now.
What's that?
Try not to
briefly considered the other day what would it be like if I were to start a podcast, and it would mostly be me
Come on.
talking to a few people that I know, mostly about anime. But I'm also starting to wonder if there's too much anime on the
More than
channel,
that, stop us.
because sometimes I'll make a comment on somebody's video, and if they're not happy about it, they'll go and they'll take a look at my channel, and they see a bunch of anime, and then they immediately say something that is both not true and rude, but they just go straight for the most offensive thing they can think of. And it's like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? That whole touch grass meme is a little bit real.
We can use that. I'll check it
A
out.
little bit real. Because some people, man, they really get so online that if you so much as say, I don't like your voice in this video, you know, maybe the microphone is wrong. But instead of just saying, instead of replying to the comment directly, they go to your channel, and they take a surmise of what they think it's about, and then they come back and they leave a comment that is so fucked up. It's like, what? How does YouTube have filters for everything but that? It's honestly kind of crazy what you can get away with saying, as long as... Here's the thing, I leave a lot of rude comments, and I still, sometimes I'll post, "You suck," and that gets blocked. And then somebody will leave a much more in-depth, multi-sentence insult, and that's perfectly fine. I don't get it. YouTube's filters are completely fucking stupid. They really are. But that's just my opinion. Which is another thing that I've been thinking about recently, is I think I'm saying that too much as well, because of course it's my opinion, that's what I said. And I saw that because I was watching Twitch today, and some random hoe basically gave her opinion about something, and then finished it with, "But that's just my opinion." And I realized, you know what, I think that is a little bit of a cop-out. I think that is a little bit of a, don't attack me, that's just what I think, you're free to think what you think. And I think that no, actually, I should stop saying that's just my opinion. Because of course it's my fucking opinion. And the reason I said it is because I think it's true. Right? So, fuck it, I'll try to stop saying that. Because that just feels lame. Lame as hell to say that. Anyhow. I don't have too much to say about the game right now. It looks alright, it plays alright. It's not very optimized. I think the user interface is a little bit shit. But it's not boring. At least not yet. So it's in that could be better, could be worse category. Honestly, this spirit smashing mechanic reminds me a little bit of Doom from 2016. And I wonder if they were just trying to make the game more flashy by including something like that in insta-kill. It doesn't really... I don't know, maybe I just like turn-based games more. That could be a possibility. I don't think that guy was there just a few seconds ago. stun mechanic is a little bit annoying. You get stunned a lot. I'm not sure if there's a good way to block that.
Whatever doesn't kill you.
I can learn from this.
Let's go ahead and check our equipment real quick. Optimize it. Okay, there's a little bit of a difference. Now here's the thing is, I don't think we've used these options at all. I know there's a way to use them, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. I was watching another video today. I'm sorry that I don't have much to talk about other than shit I saw on YouTube today. But I mean, really, I spent about 6 or 7 hours today in the machine shop just making parts. There's really not a lot to talk about that. So, I mean, I could summarize the whole thing as far as I was in the machine shop, I was working on the lathe, and about every 20 minutes I completed a new part, because that's about how long it takes to go through the process. That's the whole thing. I did that for about 7 hours. So I made about 9 times 7, about 63 parts. That's the whole story. There's really not much to it. Alright, that takes care of that problem. It's a little bit warm. I'm gonna take my sweater off.
Back to business.
Hold on. It's strange that it's warm. I thought this was gonna be a much colder winter. It seemed like it was going to be. But now it's just kind of gray. I don't know, maybe it's colder up there, but down here it's not as cold as I thought it was going to be. Alright, let's see here. See, the thing that I really like in a video game, I know I talk about this all the time, and I am working on these videos. I've spent about 4 hours this morning working on a video.
I can't do this for much longer.
And
We
I
should
think that
probably take it easy.
I need to start making more mainline channel videos, right? But I need to do them on a regular basis. But I also don't want to make shitty videos, because mostly I make shit posts. But they're not top quality shit posts. They're just kind of funny if you think the things that I think are funny, right? So I can't write a new song every day. So what I have to do is I have to actually just make a schedule and make videos around the schedule. And, well, clearly video games seems to
I'll
be
take that.
the thing that I could talk about the most, so that's what I plan on making videos about. Other than thermodynamics, right? So
This is that tower we saw. Time to explore.
that's strange.
Warm welcome.
Be ready for anything.
Jeez. The controls are kind of pissing me off. And I'm disconnected. Hold on. This is the worst time to disconnect. Come on. What's going on here? There's an actual wire wheel shaving in the controller. Come on. It's a good thing that the other guys aren't useless. There we go. Just in time.
Will do.
Okay, get up. It's been a pretty warm winter here. Only now getting a little snow and rain. It's mainly just been cold from the longer nights. Yeah, it's been temperamental. It was significantly colder a few weeks ago. And now it's just mild, which doesn't make sense, really. It's January. It's supposed to be getting colder. Well, I say that now. In watch, in about 2 weeks, it's gonna be absolutely freezing, and I'm gonna hate it. I spent a lot of time on Zillow.com today. I don't know if you ever go looking for houses or plots of land, but I'm becoming increasingly convinced that I'm not gonna buy a $3 million home, right? What I'm gonna do instead is buy a $100,000 piece of land, which is still insane. I'm gonna buy a plot of land, and I'm just gonna build a house on it. Do I have contractor experience? Do I know how to build a house from the top to bottom? No. But I helped my friend build his house, and I'm not stupid. So if I read about it, I'm pretty sure I can figure out, okay, this is how you make a foundation. This is how you set up framing. And of course, I'll want to do things my own way as well, so I'll run pipes through the walls, so that way I can do not central heating, but a different sort of heating. I'll build my own boiler for it. You know, heated floors, all sorts of things to make a custom built house. Because when you buy a house from somebody else, you know, it takes you a long time to realize everything that's wrong with it. And you never find out what's right with it, you only find out what's wrong with it. But if you build a house, you know every single nail, every single cross frame, every single beam. And so what I should start doing is I should start designing a house right now. So that way when I go back to sea again, start saving up some money, I'm gonna know exactly how much it's gonna cost. And the labor, well, the labor is gonna be me and whichever friends I can convince to come help me. I'll buy you guys lunch Saturday. Come on down, we're gonna do some concrete work today, that sort of thing. I think that's much more reasonable. I think that most Americans should probably start building their own houses instead of buying houses, because the market is so fucked right now. I just don't see any other way, really, realistically, to get a nice house. My sister used to date a guy who was a soccer player, or football for you non-Americans, and
Jack's power is no joke.
this soccer player,
You think he might be
professional soccer
We need to
player,
make sure. Why not
which
throw
in
him out of
America
that
being a
atmosphere?
professional soccer
sound
player
like-
is like, he still had to work as a roofer when he wasn't on
Down
season,
some cubes.
Let's relax
because
for a
we have
bit.
a very small it's
I
growing.
can't do this.
Our
for
soccer
much
culture
longer.
is growing,
What do you think, Jack?
but
Do we keep going?
you really can't live on the you really can't live on the salary of a soccer professional, because they just don't make that much, and you don't get paid in the off season. So I was over at his flat, and he had another soccer player friend there, and his teammate was telling me all about how he wanted to build a house out of containers.
There's no one here.
Did Bikke lie to us?
And I know a lot about containers, actually. TEUs. And if you were to ask me, there was a trend a few years ago of building houses out of shipping containers. It is such a bad idea. It is such a horrible idea. It is... you could not pay me to live in a house made out of shipping containers. First off, at most you're going to get 12 by 40. 20 by 40. 12 by 40? 12 by 40. And so even if you cut the walls off of them and weld them together, which is a real pain in the ass in the first place, you're just going to have these strange rectangular rooms with poor insulation that are eventually going to start rusting. And if you don't paint them frequently enough, you're going to have problems. And it's like, why would you want to build a house out of shipping containers? That's the only reason that you would do that is because cardboard wasn't available. Unbelievable. Absolutely crazy. So anyways, I live down in Texas, but I was actually mainly looking at property in Hawaii today. It's unreal. The cost of land in Hawaii is unreal. I mean, especially compared to the rest of the market, it's really crazy. It makes sense because land is so limited down there, but it makes me wonder how an average person gets by down there. Because how are you supposed to get by when the most basic house costs nearly $1 million? Not everyone is making enough money to afford that, I'm positive. So most people have to be renting. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I could ask my brother. He used to live in Hawaii, but I'm sure his knowledge is a little bit out of date. Let's see. Let's try a different strategy here. And you know, the thing is yeah, I guess when you get older, you care a little bit more about things like property value and building a house and stuff like that. But at the same time, you just have to rephrase it. You have to think about it in a different way. It's not that we're just focusing on land value and shit like that. The goal is to build a house. And so if you just think about it in the term of you're playing Minecraft, but it's real life, well, that sounds a lot cooler, right? It's like, fuck yeah, I totally don't want to buy a house that somebody else made. I'd rather make my own house. So that's kind of the plan, is I need to start drafting exactly what type of house I want to build, and then make it modular. Not modular as far as made out of interspersed parts, but modular as far as I can start with one section, and then a few years later I can build the next section, etc., etc. Much like Monticello, in fact. And so I think what I should do first is I should make a very reasonable... We are going to start with not necessarily the main entrance, but you need a bedroom, a kitchen, a bathroom, and a living room. And storage. So if you start with those 5 components, you can probably design something that's reasonable to start with. And then, you know, this is like a 30-year project. So, you know, there's your hobby, there's the thing that you enjoy doing, building your house more. You get to learn a skill at the same time that you're doing it, save a shitload of money. It's a great idea. And that's the thing about sailing too, is that when you're not sailing, what are you gonna do? Get a second job? No. Just spend the time that you're not at sea building a house. I think it sounds like a great plan. Now, Hawaii might not necessarily be the move. Maybe I could build somewhere cheaper. But I've been sailing a lot out of, well, the Pacific mainly, so Hawaii might be a good spot.
Only Jack can fight like that.
Glad to see he's back.
IDK about,
Took long enough.
let's see here. I don't know about America, but soccer, players have a good reputation for not being the brightest. Well, I'll tell you what, he wasn't stupid. He was a little bit dumb, but he wasn't completely... He wasn't, okay,
Bravo,
he was
Jack.
average.
And a round of applause for Jed Ash. And Neon, of course.
You know who we are?
I'm a dark elf, you see. And we dark elves...
Just tell us about the crystals. That's all I want to know.
Good, good. Those who are to forge the future mustn't be concerned with trivialities.
Inwa.
Then cut to the chase.
Let's see, it's almost been an hour and we haven't gotten a single message about few free viewers on streamboo.com. I'm very surprised.
My castle is here. Make your way through this forest until you reach a tower. At its zenith, you will find the Wind Crystal. The journey will be perilous, but I suspect that doesn't come as a surprise.
No, in the original game, the Dark Prince
Any
is actually
questions?
Just one.
being
Is it true
puppeteered
you made
initially.
a deal with Chaos?
No, but you will. Chaos, darkness given form, given purpose. By its hand were the crystals extinguished, and only by its hand can they be restored.
Let's see, why isn't it Final Fantasy anymore? Oh, I actually thought about that. I thought about that and I thought, you know what, maybe people think that's an old or stale joke, so I just changed it back to Final Fantasy. 'Cause that's what it is, but, yeah, I did think about that. I thought about that. I thought about keeping the thumbnail as Final Fent.
Of course, a deal with a monster commands a high price. Your very lives may be required as tender. Is that funny?
I just forgot what it's like to hear some good news for once.
Safe travels, Jack.
Well, that boss wasn't too bad at all, really. Honestly, the earlier bosses were much more difficult. We did that first try. Okay. Main mission, Natural Distortion. Alright. Side mission, Azure Memories, Western Keep. Your meeting with Astos has unlocked your companion's memories. Ash can now select Monk, Jed the Thief, and Neon the Red Mage. Okay. Great. How do we do that? Job tree? That is one thing that is a little bit frustrating about this is... The user interface is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Which character am I using, right? All. Sword Fighter, Ronin, Pugilist. It's like, which character? Which character am I using right now? Ronin Mage, Ronin Mage. I can't tell which character I'm using. It doesn't say anywhere on the screen which one it is. Battle settings, edit party. Jack, Ash, Neon, job tree. See, somewhere on the page it should say which character I'm currently using, but I only have the options of all and this, which doesn't make sense to me. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. It doesn't want to work either. Jack, I'm here to kill Chaos. Doesn't see the most evil-looking motherfucker and doesn't kill him. Yeah, Astos, as far as I recall in the first game, he's being puppeteered. The Astos in the original game is not. Astos is actually asleep, and I think they might be doing the same thing here. But we'll see. Oh shit, what time is it? It's 12:20 Central Standard Time. The Bo show starts in about 40 minutes. Maybe I should watch that. Breakfast with Bo. I'll tell you what, I really think it would be nice to have breakfast at 2 o'clock in the morning. But, well, can't do that every day. Let's see, down to the wetlands. I think we'll just get a little bit into this mission and then we'll probably move on to the next game. Because I feel like this game is best done in doses instead of all at once. Have you ever watched a show or read a book, read a manga maybe, and you read it so fast that a while later you can't remember anything that happened? It happens too frequently.
Chaos exists. I knew it. I told you.
Okay. You still look like a goofy motherfucker. My friend told me that one of these levels in the
I've been here
game
before too.
So you know where to go.
Not really.
has a
It's just a
refrain that
vague
is similar to
sense.
Sunleth Waterscape from Final Fantasy XIII. I have yet to see it, but I really, really enjoy specifically Sunleth Waterscape from Final Fantasy XIII. I don't know if I really enjoy the rest of the game, but I really do enjoy that part. That's true. Battle settings. Okay, let's give him the best stuff we can. Okay. Best equipment. Best equipment. Now the best thing about Final Fantasy Tactics is that unlike a lot of the other Final Fantasy games, the job system in Final Fantasy Tactics actually has a real function, because the more jobs and classes you unlock in Final Fantasy Tactics, the better jobs and classes you can unlock, and they build on each other. You can actually take a skill from one job and use it in another class. I really don't think I've seen another Final Fantasy game that goes that far in depth, but that one did a great job, really. I think I'm only about halfway through on the playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics. I stopped a while ago. I can't remember if I got stuck at a part or if I got distracted with something.
We need to
But
patch
those are the
ourselves
two
up.
most likely causes, really.
What's that shining over?
Let's see here.
Whoa, that thing changes the weather.
Yeah. The forest is different.
I never knew plants could grow so fast.
Oh, this is Sunleth Waterscape. Hold on, let me show you. You know what? I might go ahead and download Final Fantasy XIII because, I don't know, for some reason I've been really obsessed with Final Fantasy games lately. They're really damn good. I mean, really damn good. Let me go ahead and see if I have Final Fantasy XIII in the library. Final Fantasy 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 remastered, 9, 11, 13. There we go. It's only 57 gigabytes. That's actually quite large. Alright, we'll go ahead and install that in the background. And let me go ahead and pull up Sunleth Waterscape, which, such a weird and specific noun. Sunleth. Not sunlit, but Sunleth. I'm hearing a little bit of a strange sound in my headphones. Do you hear that as well? No. I guess it would be too quiet for you to hear, but if you do hear it, let me know. I'll see if I can find out what that is. Sunleth Waterscape. Sunleth Waterscape. Here we go. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a really great song. It's one of those things where the lyrics don't necessarily have to make sense, and if you look into them, you'll probably be disappointed, so you just don't look up what the lyrics are. But I've always enjoyed that. And you can hear it here in the background of this game. They've clearly excuse me, used the music, but they've altered it so that way well, it's slowed down and much more somber. Let's see here. Oh jeez. Ah, so that button made it rain. I see. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have a map. A map would be helpful. Okay, we can sprint. I didn't realize that. Does anybody have a favorite Final Fantasy game? Because for me it fluctuates between Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, and well, I do really like Final Fantasy VI quite a lot. It's hard to say though, because Yuna, the story of Yuna in Final Fantasy X is so good. It's so good the whole time that you are traveling and you know it's going to end badly. It's a very interesting... Oh, I didn't realize we could go this way. Alright.
What's in there?
I feel like your favorite Final Fantasy game would be Final Fantasy VIII, only if that was the first Final Fantasy game you ever played. It's really good, and the characters like Selphie and Quistis are really interesting, but it's not... The story is a little bit too It's not that the story is convoluted, it's that the story is a little bit too unusual for it to really be like a favorite game. I've only played Final Fantasy 1 and 7. Well, I would suggest Final Fantasy 6 if you've played Final Fantasy 1 and 7. Quick math, but Final Fantasy 6 is really, it's just such a standout. It's a standout game. It's only limited by the technology that they had, and they were really pushing the technology to the limits. It's kind of crazy what they were able to do with that game. And here's the thing, is that, oh shit. What's crazy about it is that, you would think that, you might think that, oh, it can't be that advanced, it's just a Super Nintendo game. But once you've been playing it for about a few hours, you stop thinking about... Here's the thing that I think... Sorry to change subjects abruptly, it's the same subject. But here's the thing that I find weird about people that don't like retro games. Is that it's still the same game, right? It's still the same story, and once you stop noticing the graphics and you get engrossed in the story and the characters, the graphics don't matter as much as what's actually going on. How engaging are the mechanics? What's going on in the story? That sort of thing. And so if you're playing Final Fantasy VI and you're halfway through the game and you're still pissed off that you think it looks bad, you don't really like video games, at least not the same way that I do. Because if you're playing a video game and your main focus is the graphics, what are you doing?
Let's keep going.
Like, that's so anathema to me. That's so alien of a concept, because if your main focus is on how the game looks, then just do something else, right? Like, a game doesn't need to look perfect. In fact, one of my favorite games looks terrible, and it looks terrible on purpose, right?
Come on.
Let's knock him down.
And so, really, being a snob about graphics is like, you don't really like video games, in my opinion. Or at least you don't like... No, I'm not even sure how to categorize it. I'm not even sure how to categorize it.
Hit the spot.
If you can't appreciate a game like Linda Cubed, which has the best writing, the absolute best writing I've ever seen in a video game, period. You're like, oh, this looks bad. Honestly, you're just, you kind of suck. There's no other way about it.
I can't do this for much longer.
We should probably take it easy.
What are you talking about? The dated gameplay argument I hate more than the graphics argument. The people who cry for remakes usually just blame graphics or dated gameplay. I'll say what, when I did play Final Fantasy Remake on the PS5, I don't have the PS5, I mean computer. What I disliked about the remake, I liked so much about the remake. What I disliked,
Getting desperate.
it's like Bilbo when he's describing not existing with the ring, spreading butter too thin over too much bread. It's like you have this thick stick of butter and they just spread it out and spread it out and spread it out and included things that never happened in the original game to make a full-length
Keep your head on straight, Jack.
remake out of just the first part of the game. And by the time you're in the ghost graveyard, the train gate graveyard,
I can learn from this.
and you're dealing with all of these fucking ghosts for like hours on end. It makes you want to blow your head off. You're like, I don't give a shit about this. This has nothing to do with the story. This has nothing to do with this. That's the type of stuff that drives me crazy, is when you make a remake and you just expand something that ruins the flow of the game. Right. Linda Cube looks fascinating. It reminds me a lot of those weird surrealist animes, but as an entire game. No, the game is top to bottom amazing. I played it once briefly on stream, but we really haven't continued. Linda Cubed, the guys who made it were so burned out for making their last RPG that they got together and they said, well, let's make like an anti-RPG. Well, narrative-wise. You don't save the princess. You can't win. You don't save the day in the end. The entire world is going to be destroyed and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's where they started. That's where the thought process started. And it is Xenogears level of holy fucking shit. Are we talking about interplanetary, are we talking about panspermia? Are we talking about...
I can't get through this.
Are we talking about, shoot, how do you call it? The life and death of entire species. It's really crazy how the game is both deep and hilarious at the same time. I'm serious, some of the writing in the game is, well, peak. I don't think I've played a game that has as good of dialogue as Linda Cubed. A lot of people like to say that they're a writer, and, you know, they've worked on this game, that game, and they wrote emotional, impactful dialogue. Bullshit. The best writing I've ever seen in any video game, period, is Linda Cubed. It is the realest shit ever. Like, it's hard to describe just how good it is. See, I've been working... I haven't talked about it too much because I want it to be a surprise when I actually
Not off to a good start.
figure out how to make it. But I've been working on something. I've been working on an RPG, and it's in the classic fashion of style over substance. Wait, that's not the case. Substance over style. And, I have a very particular sense of humor, and I don't think that most people will get it. In fact, I'm positive it'll be received very poorly. But, what I'm shooting for is if I can write something that even slightly resembles the feeling that I got when I played Linda Cubed again for the PS1, then I've succeeded. Doesn't matter how many people play it, doesn't matter how many people think it's shit. Honestly, I can get like, if 100 people tell me that the game that I am working on is gonna be shit, it doesn't matter nearly as much as if like one person says like, yeah dude, I totally got the joke and that's fucking hilarious. But I'm only working on it for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day, a little bit on the weekends right now. And I've just started the project. Most of what I've done so far is actually work on the calendar of how to get the project actually done. which
That was
I've based
rough.
it af I've
Focus
based
on how we can
I
do
based
better
the
next time.
I based the schedule off of the same way that you design a ship. So
Warm welcome.
if I stick to it, it'll certainly get done. You just have to stick to it. A big part of the thought process was actually about the gameplay mechanics. And what I was thinking was, you know, there's not a lot you can do with a basic game engine. You can't create a brand new style of gameplay. When Undertale came out, it was revolutionary, but it wasn't revolutionary because no one had ever played a bullet hell game before. It was revolutionary because it combined the elements of a bullet hell with a narrative that people absolutely loved. And there's no way I'm gonna sit down and create a brand new form of a video game. That doesn't make sense. So what I thought was, well, you have to make a video game that actually makes sense for the characters that are involved in it. And so, in a similar way to Super Jolly RPG, the mechanics aren't the core component of the game, it's the story and the characters. And really that's what I care about the most in any video game, right? Like, if I think about Final Fantasy VII, the first thing that I think of isn't the plot point. It's a fantastic story, but the first thing I think of when I think of Final Fantasy VII is the characters. Because they're that interesting that you can put them in other scenarios and you'd be like, oh yeah, this is what Cloud would do in this scenario. Or, oh yeah, it would be crazy if Yuffie was in this scenario. That makes sense to me, right? So, if you start with the approach of making a character that's believable, understandable, and, well, to a degree relatable, and then you build from there, well, that makes a lot more sense. And I've tried to make video games in the past, but they've always failed because of mostly incompetence on my part. However, my brother told me one time that he went into the wrong industry. He's an actor now. But he used to be a linguist, and at one point he's done a lot of things, but basically he said, no, I went the wrong career path, I should have gone into making video games. And that's such an abstract thing. It's like, did you want to work on the graphics? Did you want to work for a video game company? Did you want to work on the writing team? What did you want to do? And I guess this is a continual pattern of me wanting to do things better than my brother just because I can't believe that he just hasn't done it himself. Because it's not that hard. I mean, just doing things isn't that hard. And so what I would like to do is it's like, fuck it. I love video games. I really love video games. And so why don't I just make one? And you know what? It doesn't even have to be good. I'll try to make it good. I'll try to make a good video game. I hope I make a video game that people enjoy. But I think it would be a crying shame to not actually make a video game, given that I've been playing them for so long. Why not make a video game as best as I can about the things that I enjoy that other people might be able to enjoy as well. It just seems like a no-brainer to me, really.
Time for a change.
You do not want to work for the video game industry, Lamau? No, you really don't. You don't want to work for the corporate video game industry. You do want to make video games. You don't want to work for the video game industry. Tim Kaine has a lot to say about that. Tim Kaine, if you don't know, Tim Kaine is a fellow. He has a great YouTube channel. He made Fallout, and now he's actually back working in the industry again, which is surprising. I really hope that the next games they make aren't shit, because The Outer Worlds 2 is such a snorefest. I didn't finish it. Right. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like RPG Maker games so much, is because if you strip away a lot of the bullshit, what is it that makes a game good? The story. The story primarily, followed by the characters. And if you can't, it's actually kind of like a litmus test. If you're gonna make a game, let's say you're working at a AAA company, you want to make a game. If the game wouldn't work as a 2003 RPG Maker game, then don't make the game. If the story doesn't make sense, if it's not an exciting, fun story, if you stripped it all the way down to a 2003 RPG Maker game, then don't do it. Like, that's really what it comes down to, in my opinion. Like, if your story doesn't work without the graphics and the advanced gameplay mechanics, etc., then it's not a good story. The first video game that I tried to make was, I still have the documents on it. The first video game that I tried to make was an RPG game. It was something like Super Academy Influenza Fighter RPG. I can't remember exactly what the title was, but basically the story was... This was before COVID was a thing, by the way. Basically the story was you had sailed to another country, and there was a outbreak of Ebola, and you got back and you were put into quarantine. And this Ebola turned out to actually make people into zombies. And so you proceed through the game fighting people that you knew that have turned into zombies. And it's this whole RPG about trying to stop the spread of the virus, but at the same time, everyone's really stupid. It was a terrible game idea. I never finished it. I got about halfway through writing it and I thought, this is really bad. This is really just... I'm really just pissed off at somebody that I work with. And I thought it would be really funny to put them in a video game and be like, oh, what a cunt. But I realized, okay, well, on the one hand, that's going to take a lot of time. I'm not going to work here forever. And they're going to be an asshole forever. So, what's the point, really? Shadow of the Colossus wouldn't work without the physics mechanics. Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. However, does the story of Shadow of the Colossus work without the physics mechanics? Could you make a game like Shadow of the Colossus without the physics? Because if the story still works, that's what we're talking about. We're talking specifically about the story, right? Let's see. I'm getting lost here, by the way. I think the mechanic is that we have to turn the rain off. And that's how we get through the waterfall.
Looks like we can pass through now.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. Perfect. An example of a fantastic video game, Earthbound, if you haven't played it. One thing I really enjoyed is that, yes, there are context clues and hints in the game, but it also doesn't hold your hand, right? And the waterfall reminded me of that because there's a section in the game where you have to cross a waterfall to get into a secret factory. right? To defeat the monster
formation.
Belch.
This one will test us.
And really,
avoid spewing
if you were
monsters.
just not paying attention, there's no way that you could figure out how to get through that waterfall. Absolutely not. We need a little bit more strength. Am I using the wrong... I think I'm using the wrong weapon. Shit. Well, I'm feeling pretty good on the Final Fantasy Origins for now. We beat one boss. I'd say that's a pretty good amount of time in this game for now. We've been going about an hour. I feel comfortable with doing about an hour in this game. We'll come back to that later. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna go grab a glass of water. Never played Dark Souls, Lamau. Have I not told you what I think about Dark Souls? Sure, but it's largely a silent story, so it's told through the atmosphere, settings, struggling gameplay, etc. It'd have to be the finest pixel art known to man. But if you mean coherent, yeah. Oh gosh, you're both kind of talking about the same thing, aren't you? I've told you before that I'm not really a big fan of... Not a big fan of the story in Elden Ring, so... Here's the thing, is that some games like to emphasize environmental storytelling, and they do a great job at it, right? The problem that I have is that I find environmental storytelling to be secondary to storytelling. And so you should have environmental storytelling, but if you don't have a very clear and evident story, you just have really crazy good environmental storytelling, it's still not as good as if you had a real story. It's not my most popular opinion. A lot of people disagree about that. It's fine. I'm not going to change my mind about it. I don't like games that don't have concrete stories. With a few exceptions. But, Elden Ring, Dark Souls would be so much better if they just put a little bit more work into the narrative. If there was a little bit... If it was a little bit more... less abstract and a little bit more definite. It's not a popular opinion. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water. It is 12:51 a.m. CST. I'll be back in just a moment.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip. Ocean man, the crust of a tan man imbibed by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man, can you see through the wonder of amazement at the Oberman? Ocean man, the crust is elusive when it casts forth to the childlike man. Ocean man, the sequence of a life form braised in the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man, ocean man, ocean man, ocean man, ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip. Ocean man, the crust of a tan man, imbibed by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man, can you see through the wonder of amazement at the over-maver man? Ocean man, the crust is elusive when it casts forth to the childlike man. Ocean man, the sequence of a life form raised in the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man, ocean man.
Country Ocean Man is cursed. Well, I did get on a real kick a while ago, and I wrote a whole bunch of... I reworked a bunch of old songs into Western-sounding songs. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy Western. And that's the thing, is not country music, but Westerns. Western music sounds great. Country music sounds like shit. Okay. Especially modern country. It's unrecognizable. People would hear that as tell instead of show, whereas most people say environmental storytelling. They want show, don't tell. But I know what you mean. What's lacking is a through thread. Exactly, actually. That's a very good way of summarizing what I'm trying to say, is that there needs to be a little bit more of a through thread. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Okay. We were playing Call of Duty last night, weren't we? But then I had a phone call and things got interrupted. We could continue with Call of Duty, but there was another game that we downloaded. And this is a game that I know quite a lot about in comparison to the last game we played, which I hardly know anything about. I could fire that up right now, I suppose. But... you know what? Yeah, actually. This would be as good as a time as any to fire up... Oh, man. There's so many options sometimes. You're like, shit, I want to play this, and I want to play this, and I want to play this. But... 1, 2, 3, 4.5. I suppose we can go for a little while, and there's still Xenosaga as well. So, let's not get distracted. We were working on Morrowind. Where were we in Morrowind the other day? We were in a Mage's Guild quest. Right, which means it's the perfect time to fire up this game instead. Yes. Okay. Game capture. Select. Is it gonna pop up? It's not popping up. Capture any window. Cancel. Capture. What the fuck? Oh shit. That didn't work at all. Capture specific window. Alright, there we go. Press play. Yes. Now it's loading. I like things... Oh shit. I like that things like Dark Souls are big... Jesus, that's loud. Okay. If it's gonna be that loud, I'm gonna have to turn it down automatically. At least by 50%. Now, let's see here. Where did I put the other thing? Dum bum bum, ba da dum bum. Mass. Okay. There we go. Now then, let's see if this works. Select game. And there it is. Okay. Open it up. I like that things like Dark Souls are basically philosophy and practice, hard game for the sake of it, and struggle, but it's a pool of lore with no real through thread. Yeah, no, Dark Souls is a fantastic game, it's just that it's very easy to get, how do I'm gonna transform this so it fits the screen, right? That did not work. Okay. If that's the case, then we'll just have to do this instead. Also, what do you think of the Nier Automata story-wise? I hear it's a sequel to Replicant, but I couldn't quite understand it at face value. I know that it's about humanity after humanity has ceased to be, and they have these androids in the future that would like to restart the human race. But to be honest, I don't actually know the story of Nier Automata nor Replicant. I only know 4 characters. I know 2B, her younger kid assistant, possibly boyfriend. There's some chick called Kane with an E, and there's some other hoe who has a ponytail. That's all I know about the game, really. Is the game a little bit too loud? Let me know. I can adjust it.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database.
I love this game, by the way.
Classified information requested.
I gotta send my friend a message, actually. He loves this game as well. Let's see, connect to database.
Establishing secure connection. Secure connection confirmed.
Just give me a second, I'm sending a message. It'll just take one moment. I'll set the phone right here so that way I can see if they respond to the message. Now, I can't tell you, I've played this game quite a few times, but I've never... What do you call it? A little bit too loud? Quite a bit too loud. Oh, I see. Well, let me fix that real quick. Thank you. Now then, if it's quite a bit too loud, then let's take it down to 20%. That should be good. That sounds better on my end as well.
Please log in to access your profile.
No. Username. Shit. Yeah, that'll work. Okay.
Profile reconstruction complete.
Oh, that's not right at all.
Please log in to access your profile.
Enter new ID, back. Start
Welcome
new career.
to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested.
Oh, I remember. It says that
Establishing secure connection.
the data is corrupted and you
Secure
have to
connection
restart it.
Confirmed.
Right. John
Please
Shepard.
log in to access your profile.
No username.
Profile reconstruction complete.
Accept, confirm. There should be some music in the background. I think that I just glitched the game.
Identification confirmed.
That's very strange. Why is the music not playing? Ah, there we go. Okay. Normal is a... Okay, let's go with veteran right off the bat. Auto level up squad only. Target assist, normal. Let's put it on low. I like to live dangerously. And squad active power usage, let's put it on... Yeah, active I guess should be fine. Subtitles, no. Autosave, yes. God. This is what Starfield...
Well, what about Shepard?
This is
Earthborn,
infinitely better than Starfield.
No record of his family.
Doesn't have one. He was raised on the streets. Learned to look out for himself.
He saw his whole unit die on a cruise. He could have some serious emotional scars.
Every soldier has scars. Shepard's a survivor.
Is that the kind of person we want protecting the galaxy?
That's the only kind of person who can protect the galaxy.
I'll make the call.
In the year 2148, explorers on Mars discover the remains of an ancient spacefaring civilization. In the decades that followed, these mysterious artifacts revealed startling new technologies, enabling travel to the furthest stars. The basis for this incredible technology was a force that controlled the very Mass Effect.
Arcturus Prime relays in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
Oh wait, you know what? You know what? I realized.
Pass and destination.
No, I fucked something up. I fucked something up. You were 1000% supposed to be able to change the aspects of the character before that happened. My computer is glitching the fuck out. God damn it. What's going on? Come on, man. Put this over here. Open this up. I'm gonna try this one more time. Just because I know that something was not right about the setup. Absolutely positive. Okay. And is it showing? Okay, now it's showing. Okay, press any key. See, with a game like this, I can...
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested. Establishing secure connection.
Right.
Secure connection confirmed.
Enter new ID. That's what we had to do. Okay.
Please log in to access your profile.
Then they say the data is corrupted. That's what it was.
Warning, data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile. Confirm pre-service history.
Colonist is actually pretty cool. Yeah. When you were 16, slavers raided Mindwar, slaughtering your family and friends. You were saved by a passing Alliance patrol and you enlisted with the military a few years later.
Confirm psychological profile.
Soul Survivor makes sense. There's a mission that ties into that. Ruthless makes the least sense for the type of way that I play the game. So it's either going to be War Hero or Soul Survivor. Soul Survivor is fine. That's a pretty generic option.
Military specialization.
No, I like Engineer for obvious reasons. But what are the other options? I don't know if I've played a lot. I don't think I've played as an infiltrator, for example. I might have once. But I've never played as a biotic specialist, that's for sure. I usually play as an engineer or as a vanguard. And when I'm playing as an engineer, I almost never actually use the tech options, so it becomes kind of a misnomer. What is this? Pistols and shotguns. Light armor. No advanced weapon training. Omni tools. Decryption and offensive. Snipers or pistols. You know what? Infiltrator doesn't sound too bad. Would it be boring to just go with soldier? Cleaning aquarium filters in freezing weather fucking sucks. Yeah, true, good point. Soldier is generic. Soldier is generic. But you do get all weapons, and you can specialize in heavy armor. Only receive weapons training with pistols. You know what? That does sound a little bit interesting. I don't think I've ever done an adept playthrough.
Confirm facial identification.
Change appearance. Okay, cycle presets. Okay. Okay, facial structure, head, hair. No beard. Hair color. Hair. Facial hair color. Oh, okay. Brow. That's good. Now let's go with head. Ear orientation. Good point. There we go. Ear size. Cheek gaunt. Cheekbones. Cheek width. Face size. Neck thickness. There we go. Eyes. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Here we go with eyes. Yeah, that looks pretty alright. Now, how do I get rid of that scar? There we go. Now we look like Matt Mason.
Profile reconstruction complete.
Fantastic.
Identification confirmed.
Alright, let's do it.
Well, what about Shepard? He grew up in the colonies.
He knows how tough life can be out there. His parents were killed when slavers attacked Mindwar.
He saw his whole unit die on a cruise. He could have some serious emotional scars.
Every soldier has scars. Shepard's a survivor.
Is that the kind of person we want protecting the galaxy?
That's the only kind of person who can protect the galaxy.
I'll make the call.
Right. The basis for this incredible technology was a force controlled the very fabric of space and time. They called it the greatest discovery in human history. The civilizations of the galaxy call it Mass Effect.
Prime relays in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander.
are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination.
See, the game isn't high definition, but it still looks
Relay is
fine
hot.
in my
Acquiring
opinion.
approach vector. All stations secure for transit. Board is green. Approach run has begun. Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment. So you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead. So that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board.
I kind of hate what they did with the Joker in the third game.
The council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
Let's see here.
You always expect the worst.
Well, bad feelings are an occupational hazard. But we don't go anywhere unless there's a good reason, so... What are we doing here?
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance Brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
Yeah, yep, you made him mad.
Great. You pissed the captain off, and now I'm going to pay for it.
Don't blame me. The captain's always in a bad mood.
Only when he's talking to you, Joker.
Alright, here we go.
You probably don't want to keep the captain waiting, Commander.
The captain's waiting for you in the comm room, Commander.
It's crazy to think how clunky this game is, but at the same time, the bare bones of it are still the same. Mass Effect 2 probably just a little bit edges this out, but only slightly.
Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
Sounds like you don't trust our Turian guest.
Sorry, Commander, just having a chat with Adams down at engineering. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
If all we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system, why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
What do you know about the stealth systems?
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. But why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper, less chance of security leaks too. Plus there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious this shakedown run is just a cover.
Fair enough. A cover?
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in the dark.
I'll look into it. Turian Spectre.
You don't trust Nihilus.
I don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War. Lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
Plus, he's a Spectre.
Nihilus is no ordinary Turian.
You've got that right, Commander. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command, and they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like it.
We'll look into it.
I'll see if I can get some answers when I see him.
Good luck, Commander.
One thing that I really enjoy about this game is how, for a lot of the game, the soundtrack is there. It's just very minimal. Right? Here's Dr. Chakwas talking to Private Jenkins.
What do you think, Commander? We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
Relax, Jenkins.
You need to calm down, Corporal. A good soldier stays cool, even under fire.
Sorry, Commander, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with a Spectre on board.
Do your job, follow my orders, and there won't be any problems.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself on a cruise. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
Alright. Be careful.
You're young, Corporal. You have a long career ahead of you. Don't do something stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry, sir. I'm not gonna screw this up.
Alright. Well, let's investigate Nihilus.
What can you tell me about Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the First Contact War. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I hope we get a chance to see him in action. I heard Nihilus took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself.
Well, he probably didn't, but...
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power, though. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
Above the law, you say?
Why don't we have any of our own people in there?
Spectres usually come from the Council races, like the Turians. We've been trying to get a human accepted into their ranks for years now. So far, it hasn't happened.
These graphics
Commander,
are really bad.
Always getting dropped into impossible situations, forced to survive unbeatable odds, just like you on a cruise.
Yeah, okay. Spectres sound... Okay, the controller doesn't seem to want to work with this. That's strange. I'm gonna have to use the keyboard and mouse. Okay.
How do you control agents with unlimited power?
I suppose the Council could revoke the Spectre status of an agent who got out of hand. At that point, Citadel Security Services would take over.
Those C-Sec grunts wouldn't stand a chance. The Spectres were 20 ordinary soldiers. The Spectres police themselves. An agent goes rogue, they send another agent to take him down. That's Spectre justice.
The Corporal's confusing romantic legends with reality, Commander.
The captain's waiting for me.
Goodbye, Commander.